What's up, everybody? Just messing around with a couple of games here. The 49ers just scored another touchdown, so looks like we're possibly in for a blowout. We'll see how the Colts respond with their first drive of the half. And first few levels are really easy on this. Funny enough, there's the word easy. Alright. I'm gonna pull this down because we're gonna be watching some football now. We got 8 people in the room. Oh, we're paused. Oh. Not too good with navigating chat, guys. Oh, exit game. There we go. Exit. How we doing tonight, everybody? We're tuning in here for the second half of the game. It's an interesting first half for sure. Probably one with that kickoff return, the turnover there. Probably the difference in the first half. But as we wait for them to come back from commercial break here, we're going to have the Colts get the ball. Phillip Rivers is going to have a chance to have a reply here. It kind of doesn't look good for the Colts right now, as it hasn't for weeks now. I guess you're pretty desperate when, you pull a guy that's been sitting for 4 or 5 years right off the street. Steichen giving Rivers some. Looks like he's yelling. They're probably pretty loud in the dome right now. Field it at the 2-yard line. It's going to be a decent return. 35. Gets it out to the 35. What do we think, chat? Who are we rooting for tonight? We want to see the Colts or the 49ers? All right, Rivers breaks the huddle. Brock Purdy's having himself a hell of a game tonight. They just dropped a stat line comparing him to Jeff Garcia. Haven't heard that name in a while. They take the snap and they run up the middle. And 49ers are there. It's going to be a gain of 0. Jonathan Taylor had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Whoa, 12, 14 people? It's better than my first live. It's better than my first one. All right. 49ers started this half off. They scored a quick touchdown. And now we're looking for a Colts reply. Going to be a personal foul on the 49ers. That's 3 yards. I don't know if we call this a personal foul. That's a little ticky-tacky. Fart on weed and smoke it. What's the purpose? Make it fire? Trying to make it fire? Farts are flavor. Who you rooting for? Oh, I haven't lifted in years. When I was going at it, I'd put up that 225. 4 or 5 times I do the 225. I'm all of 140, 150 pounds when I'm in workout mode. Last couple of years, it's been Pepsi mode. Pepsi mode. What you bench, Eddie? A double kill in Halo? I Halo 3 was my jam. I gotten I gotten that overkill. Man, those are the days. I missed a play. They got the red flag out on the field. Something worth challenging. How is the double kill political? It's not political at all. But Halo was amazing. You get the battle rifle, go to town. Absolutely. Drop your favorite game in the chat. I'm not even sure what they're challenging on the field right now, but oh, excuse me. Didn't take long. We went from a number of people to one or zero. That's okay. We're just getting started with these lives, trying to figure out a good little system. A system to create good content, keeping you guys interested. We're in a commercial break right now, so we're killing that time. What's up, one person that just joined us? We're waiting for the game to come back on. They're in the middle of a challenge. The looks like the Colts win their challenge. They'll have the ball at the 35-yard line. Philip Rivers is under center. Take the snaps. Probably gonna be a run to the right. It is. And Jonathan Taylor will get not even 3 yards, 2 or 3 yards. But this is an important drive for the Colts here to start their first drive of the half. They have to reply to the San Francisco score because they're down 2 possessions. So getting a score here will be huge. Am I excited for Christmas? Of course. Yeah, I had a my son was born in February, so we're now in December, so he's 10 months old, and he's it's going to be fun to see that. It's an incomplete pass over the middle to Tyler Warren. They're going to have themselves a long 3rd and 7. You almost kind of feel like touchdown is absolutely imperative. Thank you very much. As I appreciate that greatly. I hope you have a great Christmas yourself. Philip Rivers is in the shotgun. Got three men to the field side. Brings a guy in, snap, and Rivers doesn't have much time. Incomplete ball over the middle. It's going to be 4th and 7. Probably going to be kicking a field goal here. A 51-yarder for Blake Groupie. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Blake Groupie's going to be good from 51. This now is an 11-point game with a quarter and a half to play, essentially. It's going to be really important for the Colts defense to try to get a stop, even though it doesn't look likely. They haven't stopped him. They haven't stopped the 49ers all night. They've been able to do whatever they want. When you're humming lullabies because you hear them all the time, or singing Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Thank God for the NFL. Hey, how are we doing? We just posted a question. We're watching the Colts and the 49ers live here. Try to get this thing out of the middle. Oh, and it's gone. Oh, well. If you saw that question, one person that was here, what was the last year that the 49ers won the Super Bowl? Brock Purdy's going to take the field here. He has a chance to kind of put this game out of reach, getting another touchdown. They've had multiple touchdown drives tonight. They've already scored 31 points. think every drive they've basically gotten down to the into the red zone. I don't think they've had to punt all night. Pitch to the right. C-Mac is going to get 5, 6, 7 yards, and that's a good first down play. Every offense in the NFL take 8 yards on first down. Oh, excuse me, guys. It'll be 2nd and 3. Whole playbook is open. 2nd and 3 from the 40. Purdy comes out and under center. They got 2 tight ends. It's going to play action. No, they run right up the middle. And why change it when you can run it right up the middle for 6, 7, 8 yards every time. I thought for sure that was going to be play action, though. Looks like McCaffrey got a little banged up. Came off for a play. It's incredible the competitor he is. Another big formation. Here's our play action. Purdy's looking deep. He hits the dig route. It's going to be 20 yards over the middle. 22 yards over the middle. Nice find. Off of play action. Is that Jawan Jennings? Pretty sure it's Jawan Jennings. Yeah. He stepped up pretty big for them in the absence of Ayuk. Another first down run. They run it with Brian Robinson, the backup, and they're going to get a first down on first down. You can't run the ball much better than that. Level 2024. Not sure, but good night. All right, they'll run right up the middle on 1st and 10, and that's going to get stuffed. Colts are all over that one. It'll be the first play of the half, probably, where they're behind the chains. Everything has been first down, successful run. So it's hard to play defense when it's 2nd and 3. But 2nd and 9, Purdy's in a shotgun. Quick motion to the left, and he throws deep to the right, but he's throwing it away. There was nothing there. They had it covered up pretty well. They did this quick motion to the left that was like kind of like designed swing out, but Purdy didn't take that. And when I wasn't there, he worked to the right and just threw it away. All right, 3rd and 9 in the red zone. Basically the red zone, just outside of it. They're in the high red zone. Purdy looks left, dropping back. That ball's not going to get a first down. Bring out the kicker again, which is huge. They held him to a field goal before the half. They held him to a field goal now, which still keeps it a 2-possession game. And George Kittle is hurt, kind of limping off to the sideline. Kittle got his hands in his like his head in his hands, like he knows something's wrong. Be interesting to see what's up there. But we're headed to commercial break. Got a two possession game, 34-20. Lots of points in this one. Doesn't seem like the Colts are going to stop them. So they're going to be forced to keep pace, right? Maybe they can force a turnover, right? The earlier in the game, Brock Purdy got sacked, and they were fortunate that their tight end caught the ball right out of midair. It was an incredible play. You know that tight end was the guy responsible for blocking the guy that got the sack, the strip sack, but the tight end makes up for it. It was pretty incredible to watch, actually. You don't see that every day. That's for sure. Did you guys in the chat see that play with where the tight end plucked that ball right out of the air? Oh, it was kind of silliness. Everything was going the 49ers way in the first half. You could say that. I have a C-Mac photo up on the live, and I'm wearing Colts blue. I'm not rooting for anybody though. I always like to see a good game, see some highlights. I'm a defensive guy, so seeing good defensive ball is always fun for me. Playoffs? You want to talk about the playoffs? They're showing the famous Jim Mora quote from the early 2000s. Now his son coached in the NFL. He's coaching college football now, Colorado State. San Francisco kicks the ball into the end zone. Colts will get the ball at 35. Most kickers are trying to land the ball at like the 1 or 2 yard line. When they kick it into the end zone, it's kind of a mistake these days. Yeah, the best kickers are putting it at the 1 yard line on the kickoff. Rivers in the shotgun, split backfield. They run up the middle to Taylor, and he makes a number of people miss, but he's only going to get 2 yards. The guy's an incredible talent. Took it to my Broncos in the beginning of the year. Philip Rivers, the old man. Man, I hated that guy as a Bronco fan. Those Chargers teams from like 2007 to 2012, they were explosive. Jonathan Taylor to the right. It's going to get 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 on a drive where Indianapolis probably needs to score a touchdown. Because San Francisco gets this ball back, they're at least getting a field goal, and then it's a three possession game, which basically means that it's probably over if they make this a three possession game at this point. 2:45 left in the third quarter, 34-20. Rivers takes the snap on 3rd and 2. Gives this little swing pass to the right, and they're going to get a first down. They'll be up towards midfield with the first down, and there'll be, of course, a new set of downs. I almost fell over when I seen the report that Phillip Rivers was coming back. Wouldn't have guessed it in a million years. Bunch formation to the field side with the running back to the field side too. So 4-by-1 formation. Rivers takes a snap, finds his little check down over the middle. I think it's Brian Thomas, or sorry, wrong team. Colts, Jaguars, etc. Was it Michael Pittman? Might have been Michael Pittman. Colts, Jaguars, same division. My Broncos played the Jaguars yesterday, so I have a few of those names stuck in my head. Yeah, there's something up with Kittle. Knee or ankle. Incredible player that George Kittle is. He's to test out his knee or ankle. He does a pass block set. You know, most tight ends would be trying to push off, trying to do a wide receiver type thing. He's trying to make sure he can still block. Just a whole different animal that George Kittle is. Winner. 2nd and 2. We got a wing formation to the right. They throw it to the left, and he drops that ball. Or no, he didn't drop it, but he might as well have dropped it. Falls on the ground, and it's essentially a negative play. Yep, 3rd and 3. It might have been better dropping that ball. I kind of wrote the 49ers off at a certain point. When Fred Warner went down and they had a bad game after that, I was like, oh, that season might be over. But here San Francisco is, and they've ripped off 4 or 5 straight, and they're doing great. Jonathan Taylor takes it for the first down. We're going to have one more play in the 3rd quarter here. It's going to be first down from the 49ers 43-yard line. Rivers breaks the huddle. He's got a wing formation to the field side, 1 receiver at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be a run. Everybody in the building knew it was going to be a run. I like to say if I know it's a run, the other team knows it's a run. Yeah, that play was dead from the jump. You guys in the chat, are you just are you watching the game simultaneous to this, or are you just listening to my call? Well, the great thing about a quarter break, you get to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right. All right. Broadcast is back. They're showing us a fantasy comparison. Brock Purdy's just lighting it up. 4 passing touchdowns, 20 of 26. It's probably a perfect passer rating. Rivers will take the snap from the shotgun, or he won't. I thought they were going to snap the ball. 5-step drop, and he finds Tyler Warren, I think. Yeah, Tyler Warren down the left sideline. It's a big gain, and I think they're inside the 25. Rivers just manages to avoid a hit. Snap will come from the 24. Man goes in motion, gets set. Rivers is changing the play call. And again, Tyler Warren, nice little sticker out. Puts his head down, turns around, gets another 3 or 4 yards. It'd be 2nd and 2 from the 15-yard line. Got a bunch formation to the field side. Rivers is in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Taylor. He got a little bit of room. He makes it off to the left sideline basically for about 4 or 5 yards. Thirteen and a half minutes to play. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Rivers puts his guy in motion, takes a snap, play action. Finds a guy in the flat. It's a big tight end. No, it is a big tight end. It's Mo Alley Cox. Mo Alley. He takes it to the 2-yard line. We're going to have 2nd and goal from the 2. Like I said earlier, you probably need a touchdown here. So you're going to see 3 plays, Jonathan Taylor up the middle. I almost guarantee it. It's going to be 3 running plays. Jonathan Taylor up the middle. I think he got it. Touchdown. Touchdown, Colts. They bring it to a 1-possession game with 12 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Plenty of football to be played. Now it's time for the Colts to, what I say, consolidate, which is really like a term they use in tennis in a way. But the Colts defense now needs to show up because points are useless if the other team's just replying. So even a field goal for the 49ers at this point would be really hard to overcome. So let's see if the Colts can finally put together a defensive series. How about Phillip Rivers, though? 44 years old, coaching high school football 2 weeks ago. He's playing tonight. I think he has 2 touchdown passes himself. Yeah, I didn't think there would be, I don't know, how do you say this? much turbulence with Philip Rivers because he's such a veteran. He's going to get you into the right play. You know that he's accurate with the ball. He's not going to force the ball. And when you have a running game like they do, that's that's essentially golden. Philip Rivers just has to be more of a game manager than anything. Helps to have a defense play though. This Colts defense is making the 49ers look like, you know, Bill Walsh and Joe Montana. I took the question down, but for the two of you viewing, what was the last year that the 49ers won the Super Bowl? Off the top of my head, I actually am not entirely certain. I could tell you the last year they went to the Super Bowl, but I can't tell you the last year they won the Super Bowl. If I had to guess, I think it's 91 or 92. I think they beat the Bills, or the Bills lost, I should say. But I think they beat the Bills in the early 90s. Giving us a cool view of Lucas Oil Stadium. They have this really cool glass wall on one of the ends of the. Oh, excuse me. Why did he field that punt or the kick? That ball would have bounced out of bounds, I think. Bailed out the kicker there. Getting a breakdown of the 49ers offense. Just all zone blocking. They're just going to. It's Kyle Shanahan scheme. They're going to run zone. You're going to run play action off of that. They're going to run 5 plays from 3 different formations, and they're all going to look the same. Jennings gets a big first down. Looks like the march is going to continue. I don't think this Colts defense is going to stop anybody tonight. They had one chance in the beginning of the game. Latu got to Purdy on a sack, and the guy that was blocking Latu actually, tight end, came behind Purdy and caught the strip sack. Got 2 or 3 yards out of a strip sack. It could have easily been a turnover. But that's what happens. The ball rolls your way sometimes. What's up, Jeff? The ball rolls your way sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. 49ers are breaking the huddle. They're on the 2nd 5 on the opposite side of Colts territory. They run a little gadget type play. McCaffrey's going to get the first down, close to it. They ran a sweep to the right. It's kind of a weird snap and setup. Be interested to see what was going on there. I doubt we'll get a replay though. You don't get a replay of a 5-yard run, 4-yard run. I'm pretty good, Jeff. How you doing? Third and 1, I formation. They run power to the left, and that's a big run. That's out. They're inside the red zone now. Christian McCaffrey rips off close to 30 yards there. They're already in field goal position. with just a field goal here, the 49ers are going to put themselves in a really good spot to win this game. They came out in the I formation. Juszczyk doesn't even have to block anybody, and McCaffrey finds a hole. Juszczyk doesn't hit anybody, not a single person, and McCaffrey gets 30 yards. You run fullback, you run halfback power to the left. Your fullback doesn't hit anybody, and you still get 30 yards. This defense is not up for the task. It was a good stop there. 1 yard run. It'll be 2nd and 9 inside the 20. We're showing Trent Williams, the big all-pro left tackle in his 16th season, which is just incredible. But these tackles are playing forever now. But to go 16 seasons in the NFL playing as a 300-pound big man, incredible. Looks like we got a timeout from the 49ers. They weren't out. They couldn't get their personnel out on the field. We got 9 minutes left from Lucas Oil. And the 49ers are driving. They're looking to make this a 2-possession game again and get out of Indianapolis with a win right before Christmas. Purdy was saying he couldn't hear anything. I kind of feel like here the Colts need a turnover. If this goes back up to a 2-possession game, it's third and 9. We got 3rd and 9 after incomplete pass to the sideline. Just a little out route. Covered well by a linebacker. Looks like McCaffrey comes back in the game, and it'll be interesting to see how aggressive San Francisco is here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a straight run. Let's make sure we get our field goal, make it a 10-point game. They do come out and they motion McCaffrey out. This is gonna be a pass. It's basically spread formation, and that's a first down. Jennings over the middle again, just a basic there. 11-yard in. It's good for the first down. Does a good job of beating this guy off the line. All right, 1st and goal from the 8. Purdy's under center, puts his guy in motion, basically fullback, and McCaffrey's going to get stopped. He's going to lose a yard. They motion their guy from wide receiver to basically fullback. Couldn't have told him any other way that they were going to run the ball. Basically just said, here's our strong I formation. Kittle comes off the field. He's been dealing with a little bit of an ankle or a knee. Motions have motions. Purdy's got all day. Does a nice fake to the left and rolls back to the right. He's got nowhere to go with this ball, but then he does. Is that a touchdown? Is that a touchdown to the backup? Oh, I think they're calling it incomplete. This looks like a touchdown. If he controls that ball through the ground, that's a touchdown. He rolls over on it from that view. But he catches it. There's 2 feet. We already seen that. Well, they're not even going to try to challenge it. Touchdown. Christian McCaffrey. Purdy finds him late in the progression. Just a little out route. Everybody was back in the end zone. It's either well designed or it's blown coverage because there's nobody on him. But that's a dagger. We're calling that the dagger. I know I said dagger against the Bears, but I don't see the Colts coming back. You need stops to be able to come back. And this Colts defense isn't stopping anybody. Brock Purdy having himself a game. 5 TD passes. What was it? I think his first game back or something like that. He had like four interceptions or 3 or 4 interceptions in the first half. It was like hysterical to watch. It was comical. It was almost comical. What Christmas game do we want to watch? What Christmas game do you think will be the best one? I think we got. I know the Broncos and the Chiefs play the night game. Then I believe it's I know the Commanders play and I know the Vikings play, but I can't remember who they play against. Woot woot. Is Subaru doing a cancer commercial? That's interesting. It's interesting to watch these advertisements with no sound because obviously we can't play the NFL sound because it's copyright. But you know, trying to guess what they're saying or what's going on is sometimes a bit of a funny. But the broadcast is back. I think we have just under 8 minutes left in the game. Showing us next week's Monday Night Football. Rams and Falcons. Rams have kind of struggled against teams that they should beat. They kind of play down to their competition, so we'll see if that's a competitive game. And that's a big whoa. That's a big return out to the 40 for the 49ers for Jacksonville. There is a flag down on the field. But the Colts absolutely need a quick score. It's basically the only way this is going to happen, especially if they can't stop the 49ers. Quick score, get some momentum on your side. Excuse me. We have one person join us in the chat. Are we watching the football game tonight, or are we just listening? Philip Rivers is upset. He knows it's getting called back. So instead of at the 40, they'll have the ball at their own 20. It's only a 40-yard difference, right? All right, 1st and 10. Rivers is in the shotgun. Takes a snap. And he's going to get sacked. He fumbled the ball. He lost the ball. Whoa. Looks like the Colts recovered this. But it's not often you see Philip Rivers make a weird play like that. It's like, oh, 2 hands, Philip. 2 hands, Philip. He got caught in the middle of his pump fake, and the ball got swatted out. 2nd and 25 from their own 5-yard line. Rivers takes the snap from the shotgun, launches, throws it into 3-man coverage, basically. It looked like 3 men covering like a deep out. I don't think it was a comeback. Yeah, it's inside split. It's got to be like a deep out. Yep. What's up, people? I had a poll up earlier asking what was the last year that the 49ers won the Super Bowl. Answer in the chat. And that 3rd and long attempt from Philip Rivers is misfired, and they'll have to bring out the punt team. 6.5 minutes to go, and the 49ers can taste victory. You see Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator. That guy's always hyped. Always hyped. What's up, John Hauser? Check out the channel at some point if you end up leaving the live. Got lots of NFL funnies. I'm a Bronco fan. I do some mild Broncos content, but a lot of NFL content. Go ahead and check that out. Jeff Bridges doing a Christmas commercial. T-Mobile. That's what I think when I think of Christmas. I think Jeff Bridges. The Big Lebowski doing Christmas commercials. Philip Rivers is upset about something. It probably feels like his receivers are getting mugged after what we just saw there. They pitch out right to C-Mac. He tries to get it outside, but then decides that he needs to take it inside. Makes a guy kind of miss, but only gets 2 yards. That's the difference between a great running back and an average running back, really. He understands when he can get 1 or 2. Doesn't lose 1 or 2. It'll be 2nd and 9. Purdy's looking at his wristband. They're in the huddle. This Colts defense looks like they're still trying to play, but the intensity might be there, but they're not stopping them. Full house formation, and it's a play action on 2nd and 9. Somehow that ball ends up making it back to Christian McCaffrey. last 19 drives for San Francisco. 10 touchdowns, 6 field goals, no punts. The last punt was on November 30th. The 49ers haven't punted in 3 weeks. Which is actually pretty sensational to think about. Usually you'll have 1 or 2 games a year, maybe, where you didn't have to punt all day. They've had 3 in a row. Another 1st and 10. This is in Jacksonville, Indianapolis territory. I think I figured out why I keep calling the Colts Jacksonville. Because look at how reflective that blue is. It kind of looks green in a way. So I'm sitting here like, that's the Jaguars. When the camera kind of pans out, you notice it kind of like a reflective. Otherwise, it's a really deep blue that they're wearing. Actually, the camera just makes it look a little weird. I'm thinking I'm seeing like the turquoise of Jacksonville. Oh, excuse me. But 2-possession game here. San Francisco's driving. They're essentially gonna probably kick another field goal. 2nd and 11. Play action. Purdy gets. Oh, that's a turn. That's an interception. Colts had the ball and they were returning it. He returns it back to about the 30-yard line. That is life. Bynum ends up with the interception, the safety. Yeah, you got it. He did juggle it a little bit, but he's got his hands underneath it. They should never be throwing this ball here. There goes Purdy's perfect passer rating. Can't be perfect if you have an interception. Phillip Rivers completes the pass. We get about 8 or 9 yards to make it 2nd and 1. Down and distance isn't really going to matter at this point. The Colts need a quick touchdown. They have 2 timeouts, so if the Colts can get a touchdown before the 2-minute warning, they can potentially make a play for getting the ball back. I had to tell the kitty cat no. Kitty cat. Oh, Phillip Rivers throws a bad pick to the linebacker of the 49ers. He's going to take that to the house. This is game over. It's absolutely game over. What is that? Michael Wilhoit? Is that who that is? But that's a house call. Oh, D. Winters. D. Winters with a 75-yard interception return to end this game. This game's over. After the extra point, it'll be 48-27, and that'll be all she wrote. That's crazy too. That the Colts were driving. They had just made a few good plays. You got to feel like that they're gonna, at least get some points. Get that first touchdown, and he's trying to throw a stick route to Warren, and D. Winters just hops right in front of it. Takes it to the house. Is Will Hoyt even a 49er? I can't even remember at this point. So many names. You try to remember the 22 starters of every team. It's becomes a bit of a challenge. John Lynch with a big breath of relief. Knows the game is over. I'm sure he was comfortable before that too. The game was never really in question. I think the only question in this game was how close to can the Colts keep it? Because they weren't stopping them ever. The 49ers will be scoring points in their dreams tonight. Yeah. The 49ers just saw this too many times tonight. Quick little stick route to the tight end. And even though the ball's exactly where it needs to be, that defender's just all over it. Gets a running start. And that's a house call. I do like seeing Phillip Rivers lose. Well, we made it just over an hour tonight. I appreciate anybody that stopped by. Appreciate the one person that's still here. You have a good rest of your night. Merry Christmas if I'm not back on. Good night.